Hello learners, on behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University, we welcome you for this video lecture session. Today's topic is Six Sigma. This topic is 24th module of the course Quality Engineering and Management. I am Subhashish Maji, professor in School of Engineering and Technology from the Indira Gandhi National Open University. So, let us begin our discussion on the topic Six Sigma. After listening to this video lecture, you will be able to understand the concept of Six Sigma. You will be able to know the Six Sigma methodology, and you will also be able to explain the Six Sigma participants. Six Sigma was born in Motorola about 15 years back. It is a high-performance, data-driven approach for analyzing the root causes of business process problems and solving them. It links customers, process improvement, and financial results. Sigma is a Greek alphabet and is used in statistics as a measure to denote the standard variation in a process. More specifically, Sigma measures the capability of the process to perform defect-free work. A defect is anything that results in customer dissatisfaction, like defects, components, wrong shipment, delayed deliveries, high cycle time, and missed calls. In today's business scenario, all the organizations are very much concerned about the customer satisfaction in order to survive in the competitive world. The Sigma value indicates how often defects are likely to occur. As Sigma increases, cost of poor quality goes down as shown in the figure, while profitability, productivity, and customer satisfaction goes up. So, the vertical axis represents cost of poor quality and the horizontal axis represents the Sigma level. You see in the figure that as the Sigma level increases, the cost of poor quality decreases. So, this is the variation of cost of poor quality with Sigma level diagram. Many manufacturing company processes operate at 3 Sigma level, which translates into approximately 67,000 defects per million, while service company processes are often at 1 to 2 Sigma level, that is 6,90,000 to 3,80,000 defects per million. Six Sigma target is to achieve less than 3.4 defects or error per million opportunities, where an opportunity is defined as a chance for non-conformance or not meeting the required specifications. To achieve Six Sigma from a business results perspective, waste, that is generally called cost of poor quality, must be reduced in order to improve net profit margins 20 to 40%. Six Sigma is not about establishing a separate quality ivory tower within a company or organization, and it is not about cost avoidance. It is an enterprise-wide strategy that effectively develops employees within a company to have the knowledge and capability to solve problems, to improve decision makings, and subsequently improve the overall performance of the enterprise from a financial and customer's perspective. When Six Sigma is properly implemented, as a roadmap and a management framework. It consistently delivers breakthrough results throughout the business. As a system, it combines the best problem-solving tools and methods with capable employees under the umbrella of a comprehensive leadership framework to rapidly achieve reduced cost, higher quality, lower cycle time, improved overall customer satisfaction, and a lower investment in equipment and inventory, all leading to increased market share, revenue, profits, and ultimately shareholder value. The real challenge with Six Sigma is not the statistics, it is getting to the point where one can meaningfully measure a business current performance against dynamic customer requirements while developing the internal abilities to respond to changing marketplace conditions. The fundamental objectives of the Six Sigma methodology is the implementation of a measurement-based strategy that focuses on process improvement and variation reductions through the application of Six Sigma tools. As a way of running a business, Six Sigma is a highly disciplined process which helps companies and individuals develop and deliver near perfect products and services. It is an enterprise-wide strategy that effectively develops a capability and a decrease within individuals to improve decision making, solve business problems, and improve the overall performance of the enterprise, because there is always scope for improvement for any products or services provided by the organizers. The Six Sigma philosophy holds that every process can and should be repeatedly evaluated and significantly improved in terms of time required, resources used, quality performance, cost, and other aspects relevant to the process. It prepares employees with the best available problem-solving tools and methods. At its core, Six Sigma utilizes a systematic 5-phase problem-solving methodology called DMAIC. D for define, M for measure, A for analyze, I for improve, and C for control. Now, this is the Six Sigma methodology is explained in terms of block diagram. So, initially define starts, then measure, then analyze, then improve, last control. So, we will discuss in detail about the Six Sigma methodology. Define. At the primary stage, we identify poorly performing areas of the company, define and launch projects with well-articulated problem and objective statements that have a financially beneficial impact to the company. Measure. Here we identify the true process and determine the most likely contributors, including the statistical determination of accuracy and repeatability of the data characterizing the process. We ask, what is the capability of the process? Using process making, flowcharts, and FEMA, that is failure mode effects analysis, original data is collected that will act as a baseline for monitoring improvements. Third one is analysis. When, where, and why do defects occur? This phase applies appropriate statistical analysis such as scatter plots, input-output matrices, and hypothesis testing to accurately understand exactly what is happening within a given process. Next one is improve. In this phase, vital factors in the process are identified and experiments are systematically designed to focus on those that can be modified or adjusted to achieve the desired level of improvement. The last one is control. The control phase incorporates the basic tools of process control to manage process on a continual basis. Once the DMAIC process has begun, it must be managed continually to assure that benefits are sustained. Now let us discuss about Six Sigma participants. In the Six Sigma environment, participants from senior management to factory floor workers assume specific roles in the performance improvement process. The champion, master black belts, green belts and yellow belts each have unique perspective on a business strategic priorities, key processes and the organization's culture. So this is the diagram for Six Sigma participants. On the top, champions are there. Next, master black belts. Next, black belts. Next, green belts. And at the bottom level, yellow belts. Champions are responsible for coordinating a business roadmap to successfully achieve Six Sigma within their organizations. They are responsible for the logistical and business aspects as Six Sigma projects. Champions selects and scope projects that are aligned with the corporate strategy, choose and mentor the right people for the project and remove barriers to ensure the highest level of success. The Master Black Belt, in short we say MBB. The Master Black Belt sits atop a skill and knowledge hierarchy that includes black and green belts with gradually increasing levels of sophisticated tools sets at their disposal. The primary activity for the MBB is being a leader and teacher. As a leader, the MBB will have responsibility for overseeing projects with multiple black belts and green belts participants that will significantly change the way the organization does business. As a teacher, the MBB is responsible for the ongoing development of existing black belts, green belts and yellow belts and the training for few participants who are new into the system. The black belt is a key change agent for the Six Sigma process. Typically from among the best performance, these individuals lead teams working on chronic issues that are negatively impacting the company's performance. The black belt is usually assigned to a 2-year dedicated position responsible for executing the Six Sigma process on selected projects. Green belts serve as specially trained team members within a function-specific area of the organization. This focus allows the green belt to work on small, carefully defined Six Sigma projects requiring less than a black belt's full-time commitment to Six Sigma throughout the business. Yellow belts represents a large percentage of the workforce and is trained with skills necessary to identify, monitor and control profit-eating practices in their own processes. They are also prepared to feed that information to black belts and green belts working on larger system projects. The training of yellow belts builds and sustains the Six Sigma culture. We have discussed about the topic on Six Sigma, and you know very well that most of the modern manufacturing process or service sectors, they are trying to implement the Six Sigma level of quality management so that they will survive in this competitive world. So today we have discussed the concept of Six Sigma. Today we have discussed about the Six Sigma methodology, and we have also discussed the Six Sigma participants. Thank you very much.